right, welcome everyone. As dinner starts coming out here, we're going to go ahead and start the program. My name is Cynthia Evans, and I'm the Executive Director of the Woodland Chamber of Commerce. Thank you. Thank you. Woodland Chamber of Commerce is proud to host this annual State of the City dinner. This is our first time as a night dinner event. I hope you're all enjoying yourself. I want to thank the incredible special events team who helped put this event together. Where are you, Rachel? Rachel Medina, our Special Events Committee Chair. Josh Yarbrough. Where are you at, Josh? Kayla Rodriguez. Katie Curran. Mark Ulrich. Kelly Jacobson. And a very special thank you to Vinod Patel, who came out and helped us set up today. As we have noted in the program, this event not only supports the mission of the Woodland Chamber, but we've also been able to hire 10 small businesses tonight. So I want to thank each and every one of those 10 businesses that we worked with to put this event on. You could see their name listed in the program. The Chamber is very excited about this year's event, and we also have our upcoming annual business walk that we partner with the City of Woodland on. That'll be coming up in September. We're also going to be putting on our Farm City dinner, which has been missed the last couple of years, so we're really excited to bring that back on October 1st. It's going to be a little bit different than you might remember, so I definitely hope that you'll join us. It's going to be really exciting. We're also committed to the return of our cherished holiday parade this December. Thank you all for coming out in this heat. I know it's a little bit warm, but I hope that we have done our best to keep you comfortable, and it's working. Now I would like to introduce tonight's site host sponsor, owner of Z Specialty Foods, and Woodland's newest beautiful venue, The Hive, Josh Zeldner.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hive. Just really brings tears to my eyes just to see our space getting used with lots of people enjoying themselves and having fun, because that was the whole vision all along, and it's been such a long journey to get here. The Hive is new to Woodland. But this new expression of my family's business is building on 43 years of my parents' literal blood, sweat, and tears. Shout out to my mom, Amina Harris. I am forever grateful for the ways my parents instilled a strong work ethic in me. They taught me that a strong and sustainable business grows slowly and builds community along the way. The construction and design of the Hive has been all about developing community. We chose to work with local contractors, engineers, and material suppliers. Shout out to Pemberton Engineering, Mark Pemberton, structural engineers, Dee Rosenberg, our architect. Architect really doesn't begin to explain the role that Dee has played in the design and construction of this building. We chose to design a building that would be zero net energy to help offset our carbon footprint and to inspire visitors to plant their own drought-tolerant landscapes. We chose to plant 2 acres of pollinator habitat, which will be the foundation of decades of educational programming in the years ahead. We chose to develop an event space to support our local community as a venue for live music and for all kinds of art. We have a concert series coming up every Saturday in September. We're open 4 to 9 every Saturday, and really excited to bring some really incredible musicians from the Sacramento area to this beautiful venue. We chose to open a restaurant with which we can support and feature local farms and their produce. We're working with farms just a mile away at the Center for Land-Based Learning. And our restaurant's open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 4 for lunch, and Saturday, 4 to 9, with happy hour, 4 to 6. We chose to open a tasting room for honey and mead to educate the world about varietal honey, bees, and all of their fascinating creations. We chose to build the Hive, housing the business operations of Z Specialty Food, and our brands, Island of the Moon Honey and Moonshine Trading Company. We are building community with the strength and vision of our growing team and their families. Shout out to the Z team. The city of Woodland is evolving. As our city welcomes new families daily, our growing community is looking for fun, welcoming, relaxing activities with great food and drink. I am proud that the Hive is part of this evolution. Thank you to the Chamber for hosting this incredible event here. Thank you to all of the sponsors for making this event happen. Thank you to the city for being great partners before, during, and after construction. And thank you to all the companies who support the Chamber and specifically this event. And with that, I'd like to welcome up Mark Ulrich, the Chamber of Commerce 2022 President.
It's always a special opportunity for me when we see somebody jump in and take some major risks and try to make our community a better place. And Josh and his family have really done that to a very high level. And also to bring some different diversity, in the sense of entertainment options, which we had not had in the past. So again, let's give them a big round of applause for all they're doing. Okay, it gives me a great pleasure to recognize some of our special guests in attendance tonight. The Yolo County Supervisor 1, Oscar Villegas. Oscar, are you? Give him a big round of applause. The Mayor Pro Temp, Vicky Fernandez. Vicky, welcome. City Council Person Tanya Garcia Cadena. Tanya, there she is back in the back there. councilperson, Councilmember Rich Landsberg. Rich, good to see you. And our police chief, Derek Caff. Derek, over here in the corner. Along with our fire chief, Eric Zane. Okay, back over in the far end there. The president of the Woodland Community College, Art Pimentel. Art, back over here. And the Yuba Community College district trustees in attendance are Sue Alves, Juan Delego, and Jesse Ortiz. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you for attending today, and I want to make a shout out to Dwayne Chamberlain, who represented us as a supervisor for many years and joined us at our table. Dwayne, wave to everybody. Okay, we have some sponsors to thank. Cobram Estates, one of our sponsors. Pacific Coast Producers, Josh has been helping us a lot. In fact, all these blowers are part of their operation. Thank you for those. Waste Management and Kayla's team. Ledger Pro Bookkeeping. All right, and the Marriott Fairfield Inn and Suites and the Holiday Inn Express. And Vinod's here and his family and team. Thank you. Travis Credit Union. Hey, Travis. All right. Van Bearden Insurance. Yeah. Woo! There we go. We like enthusiasm out there. That's what we're about. Let's see. We've got Woodland Community College as a sponsor. Also, our Woodland Motors and soon-to-be-built Woodland Ford, which is pretty exciting. See that out on the freeway coming along. That'll be a ribbon cutting when we finally get that done, guys and ladies. So, the Yola Federal Credit Union. All right, and of course our site sponsor and host for tonight's event is Z Specialty Foods. Let's give them all a very big round of applause. At this time, I have a special thank you to our lead sponsor, who is Dignity Health. We would like to ask Dr. Ashley Sens, the Chief Medical Officer of Woodland Memorial Hospital, to please come forward and say a few words. Dr. Sens?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mark. All right. Well, thank you and greetings. So my name, as Mark said, is Dr. Ashley Sens, and I am proud to serve as the Chief Medical Officer at Dignity Health, Woodland Memorial Hospital. Thank you to the Chamber and to the City for hosting today's event. It is an honor to speak with you and convene with like-minded individuals and organizations who are dedicated to the prosperity of Woodland. We've had the pleasure of providing care to Yolo, Solano, Colusa counties, and the surrounding communities for more than a century. And we know that our legacy and ability to provide outstanding patient care would not be possible without our longstanding partnership with the city and the Woodland Chamber of Commerce. Your support was so beautifully demonstrated during the pandemic. You stepped up when we needed you the most to support our employees and clinicians who were on the front lines treating patients and their families impacted by COVID-19. On behalf of Dignity Health and the Woodland Memorial Hospital executive team and our entire staff, we'd like to extend our sincere gratitude and thank you for your unwavering support. Thank you. Thank you. As we reflect on the pandemic's effects on this community, it's clear that our city has grown stronger and more resilient because of the challenges we have faced over the years. We know the devastating impact this pandemic has had on our community, which is why we stand ready to partner with you to do everything in our power to help the Woodland community and economy grow. As local businesses, nonprofit organizations, and families get back on their feet, we are here to help in every way possible. To that end, we are committed to serving our community boards, sponsoring important community events, and providing community benefit dollars to meet the health needs of our residents. We all know when we give back, we make our communities happier and healthier places to live. In fact, over the past several years, we have had the pleasure of working with countless nonprofit organizations, such as the Yolo County Children's Alliance. Woohoo! All leaders must serve. The Yolo Food Bank. And Empower Yolo, just to name a few. Our partnerships work toward the collective goal of ensuring Woodland and Yolo County continue to be the leading location in California to do business and live a healthy and prosperous life. Additionally, last fiscal year, Woodland Memorial Hospital contributed over $21 million in community benefit. We are dedicated to serving and enhancing the lives of the people in this vibrant community, and know everyone here today is committed to doing the same. In closing, thank you for the opportunity to say a few words, and here's to a great state of the city.
Thank you, Dr. Sands. That's really an organization that's been near and dear to my heart. I've been on their board and actually acting as a treasurer for many years, but probably dating back into the 90s. So it's been a 30-year plus relationship, and I've enjoyed my tenure with it. It's so important to what we do here in Woodland. We have to have good health care. All right. With that, I'd like to get introducing our mayor, Myra Vega. Myra is a Spring Lake resident, mother, wife, and businesswoman. Her parents migrated to California when she was very young, and Myra was the first in her family to graduate high school and earn a college degree. She attended community college and transferred to UC Davis, where she earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in economics, and then went on to earn her MBA from Sonoma State University. Myra thanks her parents for raising her to have a strong work ethic and relentless perseverance. Professionally, Myra has worked in the healthcare industry for nearly 10 years. Her focus has been strategic planning, business development, program development for communities and regional hospitals. Myra's broad-based community leadership roles have helped facilitate job growth, economic development, and develop collaborative partnerships to support individuals and families in need. Myra is an active member of the Woodlands Luna Vista Rotary Service Club. Oh, let's hear the evening group. Okay. Let's see. And is co-chair of the Woodland Community College Fund. Go Fund. Her passion for community service stems from her commitment to creating a Woodland where individuals and families are able to live, work, do business, and be part of the community for generations to come. With that, I'd like to introduce our mayor, Myra Vega. You're welcome.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Gosh, Mark, you should come with me and introduce me all the time. Make me sound like a rock star. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Oh, yeah, there needs some more wine on the tables or something. You guys are falling asleep. Gosh, it's such a pleasure to be here. I was trying to remember the last State of the City that we had in person. I think it was 2019, right? Oh, God. It's been a long time. So I have to say, it's a pleasure for me to be here. Something that you all should know is the reason why I'm here is because Dignity Health hired me. They had some sense, took a chance on me, hired me, brought me on, and something that I want you all as community members, as businesses to know is you heard all of the wonderful investments that Dignity Health has in the community, and you might be asking, well, how can you support your hospital? Well, there's something called open enrollment every year that happens, right? So when you're looking at selecting as an employer, as an employee, kind of what health plan you might want to choose for your family, think about one that might allow you to come and receive services from Dignity Health. Okay? If you need some help, you can call me. I'll give you some pointers on that. Okay. All right, well, it's my pleasure to give everybody an update on all the wonderful things that are going on in our city. This is such an amazing place, you guys. I've had the privilege of meeting with some of my colleagues from across the region and even nationally. And when we share some of the highlights that are going on, I mean, this is really an amazing place. I mean, it's not just because you have an amazing mayor, but really it's because of all of you guys, the business community, and the investment that everybody makes into making this city a great place. So without further ado, Rich asked me to keep my speech to 90 minutes, so I will do that. Where is he? Oh, he's giving me the stink eye over there. I'm going to share some highlights that you all should know. All right, so innovation and investment, right? So forget Silicon Valley, right? It's happening in Woodland, right? Woodland continues to be business friendly. We're focusing on really facilitating new private investments, and I'm excited to see some of these projects come to fruition. So to name a few, the new auto dealership, right? The Sprouts grocery store, the 5 new hotels. Vinny, I think you and your partners over there busy at work, right, getting that going. All right. And then the lab at Ag Start. This is a project that throughout the region is really a gem in our region. I mean, we have the Sacramento region that is taking credit for the hard work that has been done here. The lab at Ag Start is fully occupied with 13 startup companies within 6 months. I mean, that's huge. These companies, many of them are affiliated with research at UC Davis, have generated more than 24 new science-based jobs, right? And this is really amazing because as you think about our economy moving into a more modernized phase, and it's happening all here. So this is impressive. $50 million in private equity has been raised since the location and the opening of the lab, right? And I just wanted a quick call out, just a special acknowledgement to the Wiseman Company. I think they're here. No? All right. I mean, their financial investment and really buying into the vision and believing in this project. And then finally, the Woodland Research and Technology Park, just as a reminder, 350-acre mixed-use development project that is going to be situated on the southeast end of town, and I think every week I ask Ken, what's the status on the Research and Technology Park? So it is something that's really exciting. I had the opportunity to speak at Summer at City Hall, which is a program for high school students that spend a few weeks of the summer kind of learning about local government, and they asked, so what are you doing for us, right? That's what they want to know what's going on at the mall, and they also want to know, what's happening that's exciting. So it's really exciting to be able to share to them that they can go to Woodland Community College, get a technical degree, and get a really nice job here in Woodland, or go to UC Davis, and then come back and do research. All right, and then city projects. So another question that I get often is, what's going on with the roads? I remind them that our city is 152 years old, and some things need to, over time, get fixed, and there's the balancing of all the different needs. But the East Main Street and Gibson Road improvements will be completed before the end of this year. You can hold, let's see who, I guess Mr. Hyatt over there accountable. I thank you for your patience, everybody. I know it's been challenging, particularly when those busy intersections get closed. But we complain because the roads are need fixing, and we complain because we're fixing the road. So just bear with us. Just be kind out there. Be careful as the crews are out there working. So just be mindful. Breathe. Vinny shared with me that he's a master meditator, so maybe you can call him and he can teach you how to meditate. Then if you have driven north or south, I guess with north or south on 113, you see this big pile of dirt that are coming up over time. The new pedestrian overcrossing is going to be a really exciting project, right? So soon you'll be able to walk from the beautiful Spring Lake Parks over to downtown if you're so inclined to, or have a nice jogging path. That's really exciting. I mean, many of you guys, if you drive during the school year, you see kids that are walking to and from Pioneer High School. So this is going to be a really great way for them to safely get to and from school and to have more walkable space so that, we can maybe one day give up our cars. Right. So lastly and most importantly, the city has received approval from our federal partners to advance the flood protection for Woodland. This project is really critical. I'm not sure if many of you know, but when you look at our flood, the communities that are impacted by flood and are at danger of flood are some of our most disadvantaged communities in Woodland, right? These community members are paying flood insurance, and we don't have a lot of money to spare. Having to pay an additional flood insurance is a big burden. So this is a big deal. Many of our industrial space as well. I mean, I don't know if would this fall within the floodplain. I'm getting a nod, right? So there we go. It's this issue really impacts a big segment of our community. All right, so a question that I get often as well is, where's all the ARP funds? Where's all those millions of dollars that communities got? What did you do with them, right? Well, the city of Woodland received $11 million in ARP funds, and we very thoughtfully evaluated many projects. I mean, as you might imagine, the need is always outweighs the available capital, but there's some really magnificent investments that we made that I'm happy to share. So technological investments in public safety to improve service delivery, response times, and efficiencies, right? So Chief Caff over there's got some great technology that's going to help with that. Something that we hear is just response times to emergencies, so that's a big one there. Crisis Now, the mental health intervention program in partnership with Yolo County and other local cities. So this is going to bring a much needed service to help decompress the ER at Woodland Memorial, and also provide this respite for our community members that are in crisis. And the Woodland Boys and Girls Club at the former Cross Court Fitness Club. So this is such a wonderful investment in our community, right? I mean, when you think about our future, right, and you look at where do our children have a safe space to go, some of these children that will be served here come from families that don't have resources, that may not have that mentorship available. So this investment in our youth is going to change the trajectory for the better for many of our families in this community. Additionally, we expanded childcare capacity. I don't know, you guys are, many of your employers, I don't doubt that you have employees that are dealing with childcare issues. I mean, it's a big problem. It's a big problem for women in the workforce, and if we want to have amazing women in the workforce, we need to have childcare, so we're investing in that. All right, and then we also had we're always looking at how we can be more sustainable and how do we invest in the sustainability and do more to save our environment for future generations. So we are looking at improvements within the city to be more energy efficient. All right, in housing, let me see. The cost of housing seems to be also availability of housing, right, is another topic. So we're really taking a proactive role in addressing the housing crisis. I mean, southeast end of town, there's a lot of new residential homes coming up, and certainly with the Woodland and Research Technology Park coming up, we'll have more. But something that I'm really proud of is we have a new community affordable housing. So 72 affordable housing units at Ashley in Maine. I hear at one point that was supposed to be a Safeway, and my Rotary Club was very upset when I told them there wasn't a plan that I know of for a Safeway, but I said, hey, we have 72 affordable units. So this is also only half of the project, so they have plans to expand to build more of that affordable housing capacity here. Right, and just an update on our East Beamer project. We have the semi-supportive housing units, 62 units that are being produced here by our very own Cutting Edge. Those are being implemented, so you guys have some time, take the long way home and see that project's really coming along really nicely. So I'm always proud to share that. Homelessness is an issue across the country. I'm just proud that here in Woodland we're really taking that project head on and making investments to help those of our community members that are in a situation where they're unhoused. And lastly, Rich, how much more time to 90 minutes? I'm done? All right, so the workforce, right? So finding, developing, retaining talent is a big topic of conversation as well. And I'm really, really proud because here in Woodland, we work so collaboratively, I believe, with our business community, with Woodland Community College. So the Woodland Promise program is such a phenomenal partnership. So here in Woodland, any of our high school students who graduate from any of our high schools have the opportunity to go to Woodland Community College for free and receive a scholarship that the city partners with the college to award. So in addition to tuition, there's some money available for all of the other expenses that happen when you're a college student. Additionally, the Woodland Community Office of Education and our public library launched an entrepreneurship class, you guys. So there's a whole class of young entrepreneurs that are getting that business itch, the entrepreneur itch that we're training. So it would be great that we can start thinking about how do we develop a way for you guys to be engaged in some of those maybe internship opportunities. Try to, again, we have to invest in our young community members, educate them, train them, work with President Pimentel to help bring up his programming to what the needs of you are and your businesses are. So that is something that we have to be intentional about and spend time doing. Well, I finished early, Councilmember Landsberg. He always gives me a hard time about a lot of things. That's all I have, y'all. It's such a pleasure for me to be here, and thank you for bearing the heat, and thank you for everything you do to bring businesses or to have thriving businesses here in Woodland, and for hiring employees, for taking care of your community, and for working together with us. So that's all.
We need more knowledge about what's going on in Woodland. So let's give her another big round of applause. Thank you very much for hitting on a lot of the key points that we as Woodlanders want to know about. And that was really well done. Okay, with that, Ken Hyatt, or Ken, are you going to come up and give us a little bit of input here? Okay, let's call him up. Yeah, okay. Come on, Ken. Oh. He's got all the secrets that we want to know about. So, all right, thank you.
Did you get the wrong script, Mark?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Actually, I was promised I wouldn't have to speak tonight, but I wanted to give all the glory to the mayor. She's a tough act to follow, but gosh, it's such a privilege to be at this perspective and see what a beautiful setting with so many beautiful people. And what's great about it is, and I think the chamber for this, right? How often do we get business community, the government sector, the nonprofit, the educators, all in one place to enjoy a meal together, celebrate our community? So thanks for coming out. Look forward to many more of these. But rather than talk at you, and since Mark promised me I wasn't going to actually have a script to give at you, I want to hear what's on the top of your minds. So if anybody has any question about what's happening in this community, I want to challenge you right now to raise your hand and ask me, what's bothering you? What are you aspiring to? D, of course, right? D, you want to go first? Good. I had a feeling Dee was going to ask that question too. That's why I said. So for those that didn't hear, Dee Rosenberg asked, what the city's going to do to push the Research and Technology Park project to that next level of environmental sustainability, energy efficiency, which is always a balancing act. Anybody that's developed, and Josh, Amina, right, you just went through this process. It is so expensive to build in California, let alone here in Woodland, and let alone in a floodplain, right? So how do you push the envelope and do that in a way without discouraging investment in our community is a real challenge. California, as we all know, right, is at the top of the bar in terms of requiring environmental features in their projects, but that is still not enough for us to achieve what we need to do to reverse the impact we're having on the climate. So Dee's question is very on point. The council heard a very passionate presentation from our Sustainability Advisory Committee this week, encouraging the council to sign on to a Climate Safe California initiative that is calling upon the state of California to ratchet further and faster our targets towards reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. And so the state of California is going to continue to put pressure on us, to put pressure on these projects, but as designed right now and built into the proposed project, pursuant to our council's and our community's general plan policies, it's striving to be zero net energy for the entire project. And that will be the first time we have had a project strive to achieve that. And the reason we haven't said thou shalt achieve it is really hard to do that, particularly when technology companies need to rely on natural gas and energy to produce their innovations. And so we're trying to find what that balance is, but more often than not, these technology companies are locating in places that share the same environmental values. They want to be, and their employees want to be in a place that they know is responsibly built, responsibly operated. So we fully believe that we will find a partner, a development partner for that project that will share that value and help us achieve it. So, and I know Dee will be there making sure that we don't drop the ball. So. Any other burning questions? Mark always has one. Yeah.
One that's asked me a lot is, what about some of the buildings that are sitting basically dilapidated?
Where's Rich Landsberg?
What is the plan to get rid of some of these structures and do some code enforcement on those property owners?
Good. So Mark's question is, what is going on with Long John Silver's, and when are we going to have to stop looking at it, right? So, and that's just one of many what we have identified now as our top 10 list of most blighted and persistently staff resource-intensive properties. And so we are taking a very aggressive stance, one at a time, to go after these properties and get them to either improve them or forcibly abate them, if you can believe that. So the council had a recent action to take on one of these properties, and we've given property owners plenty of opportunity to reinvest in their properties, but they just haven't. And so at some point, you have to go through a very costly and extensive legal process to get them to forcibly do that. So we will continue throughout this year and the coming years to go after these properties. And when we're done, right, we hope to, instead of having our one code enforcement officer go out 20 times in 1 year to try to get somebody to abate something, to no longer have to do that. So anyways, be patient with us, but it is top priority for my administration and certainly for the council to take these properties on. So hopefully within the next year and a half, Mark, you'll have a shiny new building there that may or may not be a Long John Silver's. We don't know. All right?
All right, any other questions? Okay, well, I've got him up here on the hot seat. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you, Ken. It's always a pleasure to get your input on things as well. It's been a very informative night. I had to throw that question in because people catch me as a chamber president. What are you guys going to do with these buildings that are falling down? You know, okay, well, let me find out. So I went to the source. At this point, we have, let's see, where's Cynthia? Where are you, Cynthia? Questions? Are there questions from the folks that left? Okay, so we're good on that end? Okay, we have now gone through the Q&A section of our program. So at this point, I want to make my closing remarks and just thank our mayor, Myra Vega, and our city manager, Ken Hyatt. for agreeing to serve as our speakers tonight. They did a wonderful job, and for all your work to keep Woodland a great place to live, work, and do business. And that's one of the things we want to encourage as your chamber, is to promote new businesses and help the businesses that are currently here make it during some of these challenging times. Our incredible special events committee, again, let's give them a big round of applause because they did a wonderful job. They were out here in this 100+ degree weather, setting up all of the things you're enjoying right at the moment. And also our volunteers, our vendors, and I just want to thank Josh again for letting us use this facility. It's wonderful. Hope to get back out here many times in the future, Josh. You did a first-class job here. Also thanking you as our guest tonight for bearing the heat. Unfortunately, we live in Woodland in the valley, and you never know. It's a week ago it was 80-something degrees, and here we are at 100. But you did great. You guys are very adaptable. So we'll try and turn it down a little bit for next year's event, so we can all feel a little cool breeze or something. So with that, I just want to wish everybody a great evening, a fantastic weekend, and drive safe, and look forward to seeing you at our next chamber event. Have a good evening.